All right, well, the new rod tube is here. You can see this thing, it is thick. It's a big old pile of rods in here. So we're gonna get this opened up. I'm gonna show you what I got for the season here. So we got one that says open this end, so we're gonna start there and we will work our way through it, go from there and see what we got. I wanna show you everything that I've brought in this year. This is what I'm gonna be using. So stay tuned, I'll get this open and we'll start. All right, now that I got the major part of the unboxing done there, I'm gonna go take you through each one of these rods. I'll show you each one of them as I unpack them. And we'll just kind of start pulling them out randomly here and see what we got. So the first one, this is a Dobyns Fury. This is a 705 CB. I do some cranking with this rod. I've had this rod in the past. It's a very, very good rod. I won a BFL regional on this rod once, so good to get that in my hand. Cranking, jerkbait, that sort of thing I'll be throwing with that. And I'm gonna do this pretty rapid fire. And I just wanna really kind of show you exactly what rods I am gonna be using this year. And then if you have comments about them, put them in the section below there. And I'll be happy to answer what's going on, what I plan on using rods for. Specifically, I'll go into more details about each one of them. But this kind of quick just overview so you can see each of the ones I'm using. That's kind of where we're going at with this. This is a Dobyns. This is the Ecstasy series. This is the high end. This is their top of the line right there. This one is the 723 SF. So this will be a medium action rod. This is a spinning rod. Probably gonna do a lot of minnow fishing with this. I got a couple different spinning rods that are new to me to try. So I'm gonna kind of play with it, but that's the top of the line right there. I can't beat that one. This guy right here is a 703. This is a similar one. It's a Fury again. This one is kind of like a spinnerbait, jigs, that sort of thing right here. So that's gonna be that guy. The next one we got, this is a Champion. The Champion series is the blue ones. So we'll get a look at this one real quick. This is a crankbait and jerkbait rod. It's gonna be the 704 CB. So again, crankbaits, jerkbaits, that sort of thing. I'll be kind of playing around with it. I like the 4 full cork handles on a lot of them. I feel like it balances the rods out a little bit better. So it's gonna be another one. It's new to me. I'm gonna be kind of experimenting with. And we got a lot of them here, so bear with me. It's gonna take a little bit to get through all this. This one here is a 702 SF. So this is actually that spinning rod that I showed you in the last video. It's the best drop shot rod that I use for smallmouth and kind of open water situations. This one here is the updated version. I grabbed the other one real quick for you, so you can see kind of the difference. This was the old style when it was that logo. It's kind of the lighter blue. Now it's this guy here, which is that darker blue. So it's a little different, updated. Honestly, it might be probably a little bit, I don't know if it's a little bit lighter even. So whatever changes they made back then, but this is great drop shot rod. I really like that. I like to have a couple of them with me for when I get into those drop shot tournaments, especially when I'm smallmouth fishing. I can have multiple different baits and weight sizes out there. A little bit of everything going on. This next guy, as we work our way through, they have great packaging when they ship stuff, so you don't have to worry about it. Oh, this guy right here, this is one of my favorites. This is by far the best chatterbait rod I've ever used in my life. It's the Champion. It's a 736 CB glass. You can see it right there. This guy, I have caught more largemouth and smallmouth, more bass, I should say, on a chatterbait with this rod. When I was learning to fish a chatterbait, I had a lot of issues with them coming off, and I couldn't figure out why. And it was the rod setup was the problem. This is a glass rod, so it loads up. It's more parabolic, and this really kind of set it apart where my love for chatterbait fishing really came because of this. When I made this rod, I can remember when Dobyns came out with that. I ordered 3 of those, so there's gonna be 3 of them in this pile. And let's see, there's the one other one, and there should be one more in here. It's one of those rods that I trust more than anything else. And I like to have 3 different chatterbaits rigged up, whether it's different colored blades on the chatterbait or different skirts or whatever it is, different sizes. So just to be consistent, that's kind of how it goes. So those are 2 more I set aside. They are that Champion, and we're going to go to the next one here. This was a Champion as well. This is a rod. It's an 805, and I'm kind of racking my brain. I think, if I recall, this is the rod that I wanted for throwing deep diving crankbaits, like a 10XD, like the big ones. Yeah, this is the 8XD, 6XD, 10XD. Again, it's a Champion, so they have a lot of really good rods in this Champion line. If you're looking for one to get, this is a good starting point. I use these a lot for moving baits, I would say. And then if it's more baits I'm dragging on the bottom, then I go up to that Champion Extreme or even the Ecstasy series. But 8-footer, this is going to really let me launch those big baits out there. You're not going to have to be fighting them the whole time as you're reeling and using those things. And you can see here, it's got a, these Champions, a lot of them come with the rod tip cover. So when you're traveling, you don't have to worry about breaking anything off. Let's set that one down. Ooh, what do we got? We got a spinning rod here. So let's see what we got. This one is a Champion Extreme. That orange and black color. I love this look. It's probably my favorite color rod, or combination for anything. But that orange and black goes back to my Flyers hockey days. I love watching them. This is a 741 SF. So this is a, I believe, medium. No, this is a light fast action. So that's going to be one that I'm going to be using. Probably throwing some like Ned rig stuff with it. It might be, I'll have to play with it a little bit and see if it's light enough to throw a hair jig or not, but definitely some Ned rig action, small tubes, that sort of thing. And what do we got next? This is another one of those 702 SFs. That's that drop shot rod I was showing you before. Here's one of the Cadence series, and this is a new series. They did not have this when I was with them in the past. So let's take a look at this guy. I didn't order too many of these, but it's something different. This one, it says it's for flukes, Senkos, spinnerbaits, spooks, so kind of those moving baits. It's a 734 or 743. It's a 7'4" medium heavy action rod. This is going to be one of those all-around rods. You can do a little bit of everything with it. I'll play with them, and yeah, it's got. I would definitely throw a spinnerbait or something like that on there. Even in top water, it's got a nice moderate action to it. So it's pretty slick looking. I like that red and black. See that? It's kind of mean looking. Again, a full handle. That'll be one of those good all-around rods. And then, what do we got here? This is that 744. So, this is one of my favorite rods to throw a jig with. Whether I'm flipping it, casting it, dragging it. It's also a very good Carolina rig rod. And on fish for big smallmouth, this is a good one when you're dragging on the river up on the St. Lawrence or something like that. Again, it's a 744. This is a full-handled one. Champion. Over there, I got one sitting. That was what I won that Bass Open with. I caught a lot of fish on it that time. So I like to have 2 or 3 of them in the stockpile. Is this another? No, this is a 7. Oh, this is a. I didn't show you guys this one in the last video. This is a Champion as well. It's a crankbait rod, and it's a 764. I don't know why I didn't pick that one out when I was showing you guys the old one, because I still have it. When I won in 2014, I believe, the Bass Nation State Classic or whatever it was, the PA Bass Nation Classic. It was the state team where we all came together from the East and West, and we met at the Chesapeake Bay. And this rod right here, it's a 7.6. It's a medium action, medium moderate fast, so it's a cranking rod. And I was cranking with a, at the time, DT10 I caught pretty much all my fish on that. I was throwing a DT10, I was deflecting off some wood that was out deep, and this was the rod, and it's still somewhere in the garage here. I still use it from time to time, and the combination of these two, I'll have two of them in the box if we're cranking. It's a cranking tournament. Throwing whatever, MR12, that does very well with that. The MR6 will throw pretty well too. So that's kind of making those real long casts. That's where you're gonna want to check that guy out. Well, we're getting there. There's a bunch of rods, but you gotta get through them all. All right, so here's an ecstasy. We're going back to the top of the line. And this guy should be another nice one. This is gonna be a flipping rod, I believe. This is the Dobyns. This is a DRX 755C FH. So the FH is the full handle. That thing is like a feather. That is light. And that's the one we're going to be doing. It's a mag heavy fast. So it's got a decent amount of backbone to it. It'll be a good one to flip a jig with, I'm sure too. Probably be kind of a little bit like that 744 we were talking about earlier with the Champion. But this is just the components they put on these ecstasy rods. Just makes it so light. You could fish all day with this and not have any issues. After I get a little bit of time on the water with this rod, I will definitely do a full breakdown video of all of these rods so you know what exactly we have going on. So we got those ones done. We got, I believe, 5 more. So we'll keep working our way through here. Here's another one. I grabbed another ecstasy series here. This should be another a little bit lighter version of what we just looked at. It is a casting rod, and it is going to be the 755, and it is a mag heavy. Did I have two of the same one? Hang on, one second. Let's just look. And I may have, because a lot of times when I flip with something, I like to use the same thing over and over again. It just keeps it consistent in your hand. So, yeah, I believe that is. One is a full handle, one is a split grip. So 755, 755, and it is, what else do we got? I need some details on, where is that? Oh, it's shiny. Yeah, it's the mag heavy fast action. Yeah, so it is the same rod. It's just one's a split grip, one's not. But like I said, when I flip, I like to have the same rod in my hand a lot of times. Just so it's consistent, whether I'm pitching a 1/4 ounce, a 1/2 ounce, or 3/8, whatever it is, you'll kind of have that feel. Another spinning rod here, and it's another ecstasy. Get this guy out here in a second. Unbelievable how light these rods are. I really, using all the Champion Extremes in the past, this is a treat getting these really high-end rods. This is a medium light. It's a 7'5". It is the 752 SF. So that's a little bit lighter action. Yeah, that's going to be another one of those rods. It's going to be a really good Ned rig rod. It's going to be a really good. I might be able to throw a hair jig out that one too. I need to get in that hair jig. I'd like it to be. I like that long rod. Like a 7.5's all right. I'd rather it be almost like 7.8 or even 8-footer. I can't remember if I ordered one of them or if I did. Maybe not that one. Let's do this guy next. This one here. Oh, this is a 795 flip. This is a Champion. So I had this rod in the past. Actually, I had 2 or 3 of them if I remember correct. And this was the rod. It's a 7'9". And when I would go punch or flip like mats, this is the rod because it actually loads up. It's a medium heavy, fast action, and it loads up really well. So when you get that bite, you don't want to be like slack line and popping them. You actually reel down, it bends, and it pulls that mouth right open when you have like a 1 to 2 ounce flipping weight. So that is where I use this setup, and I believe I got, is this the second one there? No, that one isn't. Well, maybe. Sometimes I order 2 of those. I might have only got 1 for the time being. But that's what I like to use that rod for. Hit the ceiling. The next one we got is another Champion. And I believe this is a 745. If this is the one, I believe it is. Let's see, where am I at? Reading the wrong spot. 745, yeah. So this is a rod I use a lot for flipping kind of beaver style baits and anything like that, fishing grass. It's a mag heavy again. It's a really light rod. It does a great job for battling those fish. And this is kind of that ecstasy, that 755 we were looking at. This is the 745. So it's an inch shorter, but it's going to be playing a lot of the same roles. Going down to 2 more. So if you're still watching, appreciate it. Know this is, some people like to see what everything I'm using in the year. Other people, doesn't matter. They just want to know about specific rods. But if you want to see what I'm using, this is going to kind of give you that whole look through it. Again, this is another, actually I ordered a second one of those. That's 745 Champion. One last one. Oh, this guy's kind of cool. This is a little bit of a different rod than I've ever used, and I'll be interested to see how much I like this thing. This is made for skipping docks. So it's actually a 6'10". I don't know if you can see that above me, but I'm 6 foot, another 10 inches above. It's a Champion, and it is a fast action. It's a heavy fast action. Dock skipping, jigs, Texas rigs, they say. It's got a lot of backbone to it, but it's got that quick tip, which is gonna let it, you really, like when you're skipping them, you'll be able to roll that thing and or flip it underhand, fire it way back in there. So if you're looking for a dock skipping rod, this is it. This is that 6'10" Champion. And before we end, give me half a second here because I'm gonna walk to the front of my boat. I have a couple rods that I've been using this fall already. Oops, knocking all the rods down. A couple rods I've been using already. I've been very impressed with them. These were rods I had not used before, so I wanted to get a couple early in the season just to play with them. I have currently a blade bait on here, but this is the Ecstasy. It's a 754 SF. It's a medium heavy action. I've been throwing a tube a lot on this one, and a swim bait. I threw a little swim bait with that, it's like a 3/8 ounce head on it. I make a long cast with it and just kind of crawling it back. This is what I was catching a lot of giant fish on in the fall. So there's that guy. And then we have another Champion, which here is the Dobyns. It's a Champion. It's a 743. This is a medium action. So this one I was throwing more of the smaller tubes with. I wasn't throwing as many of the swim baits just because they can't kind of you don't have as much backbone, I guess is what I'm saying. So it's been a good one. If you see that, I don't know if you can see it, but there might be a secret bait there that we're working on. And that's kind of the setup we got going. So those are everything I'm using. If you have, like I said earlier, questions about a specific Dobyns rod that I talked about here that you want to know more in depth, let me know in the comments. I'll make sure I do a video of that sooner than later so we kind of keep working through it. But I do plan on putting a video out for a good chunk of these rods this year, just so I can kind of break it down, tell you what I'm using for, kind of go over some of the components, the setups of it, what I like, and hopefully it'll help you pick out a rod when you're in the market next. So if you have any questions, put them down there. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day and have a happy new year. We'll see you later.